Hey, Saiko. Have you ever wondered what it'd feel like to travel through history, collecting dinosaurs and treasures and all sorts of crazy things into one massive ball-like object? Well, you're about to find out because we're reviewing Once Upon a Katamari. Once Upon a Katamari begins with a king. The king of all cosmos, to be exact, as he's cleaning his castle. You could say it's a royal spring cleaning. While sorting through all his things, he discovers a scroll that, for whatever reason, brings him much delight. He twirls it, he dances with it, he swings it around like a majorette in a marching band. With more and more excitement, he tosses the scroll high up into the air with his kingly strength. It soars and soars into the skies, past the atmosphere and into space, into deep, deep space where it suddenly opens up and sucks in the entire universe and everything with it like a vacuum. Why did this happen, you ask? Well, it's because the scroll was no ordinary scroll. It was the Cosmos Scroll. After the great suckening, all that remains are the king, his queen, and his son, the prince. Immediately, the king of all cosmos appoints the prince with the task of undoing his calamity by sending him back in time to collect memories throughout the many eras of Earth. From ancient Japan to the American West to the land before time and many more. By gathering all the memories, the prince, with the help of his father, will be able to rebuild and repopulate our universe, our Earth, our world. Welcome to the Katamari series, where everything is a little bit nuts. It's hard to describe what Once Upon a Katamari is gameplay-wise. It's not really a platformer, nor would I call it an action game. I've seen it described as a puzzle game, but I don't think there's really anything puzzling about its levels, as it's pretty straightforward what you have to do. So instead of pigeonholing it into a genre, I'll simply describe how it plays and leave it up to you to decide what it is. You play as a little prince, not to be confused with the Little Prince, and you're tasked with rolling a katamari, which is an orb-like object that can pick up most anything it rolls across as long as the katamari is big enough or the item small enough. You can roll the katamari forward or backwards, or rotate around to change directions. The controls are a little awkward to use and it often results in clumsy movements, but I think that's part of the series' charm. It's not meant to be easily controlled, you're meant to struggle and get stuck every so often. It makes the time you're rolling smoothly feel that much better.
They see me rolling.
It's simply a game where you roll a ball around and pick things up. It's silly, it's fun, it's Katamari. Once Upon a Katamari is the latest in a long series of Katamari games that first started on the PS2. The format of the game hasn't changed too much, at least not from the versions I've played. Your main goal in most levels is to collect a certain amount of specific items, or simply to make your ball as large as possible. It's a fun little gameplay loop. But new to this version are a few concepts that help expand the Katamari formula. The first being eras. In order to fulfill the game's mission, you get to roll your Katamari over lots of fun and silly items across the many eras the game covers. It's pretty fun to collect dinosaurs and cowboys and even Greek philosophers. Also new to the series are little power-ups called freebies. Collecting and activating them give your little prince temporary abilities that can help with your rolling game. There's a magnet that pulls in nearby objects without having to directly roll over them, and a timer freebie that stops time and making it easier to collect fast-moving items. It even stops the game clock, giving you a little extra playtime to roll. The freebie power-ups are a nice addition to the series, but I can't help but wish there were more of them and that they had more impact over the gameplay. My biggest gripe in the game is with the introduction of golden crowns hidden throughout each level. Every level has 3 golden crowns scattered throughout the world that are meant to be discovered as you roll about. In concept, I'm fine with hidden items to discover for extra points or achievements. My qualm is that the crowns are used to gate progression through the main story. There were a few times where the game halted my progress because I had not collected enough crowns, and I was forced to go back and replay levels in order to get my numbers up. Now they alleviated the issue by introducing the sonar freebie. When replaying a level after beating it once, the game drops in sonar power-ups that, when activated, display waypoints on your screen to guide you to the nearest golden crown or special item. It's a handy feature to help you find the crowns you need, but why introduce a power-up just to find the golden crowns? If the crowns are needed to move the story forward, why not make their in-screen waypoints always active from the start? That way, as you roll to complete your mission, you can also make your way to collecting the crowns. As it is right now, it's very possible that you'll go through level after level without finding or collecting any crowns, only to run into a progression wall that forces you to replay levels you already beat.
Perfect. Do it again.
If the developers felt it would be too easy to simply guide users to the nearest crown without any effort, they could have made the waypoints based on proximity. So if you're rolling around a level far away from any crown, then you won't be given any guidance. But once you happen to get within some reasonable range, the waypoints pop up and helps guide you to the goal. As it is right now, many of the crowns are hard to find, and quite frankly, it's not fun having to worry about finding crowns when I just want to roll around and pick things up. And it's also not fun to have my progress halted after a certain amount of levels, only to be forced to go back level after level collecting crowns. If they're going to gate the main story, then make them findable from the get-go, not after replaying a level and with the use of a power-up made solely to alleviate the problem they created. I have mixed feelings about the graphics in the Katamari series. On one hand, the visuals are clearly not testing any limits of any hardware of any generation. Honestly, it doesn't really look that much better than the original PS2 game. But on the other hand, the quirky designs of all the characters and of all the worlds, along with the silly ways they move about, is very unique to the series. It's very Katamari.
One hears such sounds, and what can one say but Salieri?
It has a strong visual style and language, and while it's not pushing any polygonal limits or showcasing advancements in texturing, it kind of works. It's like Animal Crossing, which also has a low poly but charming look to it. That being said, I wouldn't mind if they updated the texture quality and even added in some nice lighting effects, like soft shadows and edge highlights, something that could help give it an extra layer of visual polish while still embracing the Katamari visual language. When I started playing Once Upon a Katamari, I knew what I was getting into. I expected to roll my ball around, pick up lots of things, and make a really big Katamari. And for the most part, I was right and I'm happy with it. But like with a cooking competition, if you put something on the plate you're serving to the judge, it's gonna be tasted and it's gonna be reviewed. Once Upon a Katamari added freebie power-ups and golden crowns to my plate. I'm not against the freebies. They added some fun to the gameplay, although I would have liked them to do more to change things up, and it would have been nice to have more than just 3. But the implementation of the golden crowns left a sour taste. I definitely would have enjoyed the game more without the golden crowns. The freebies, along with the new eras full of fun things and wacky characters to roll over, was more than enough to keep me rolling and happy.
They see me rolling.
So with all that said, I'm giving Once Upon a Katamari a 3 out of 5. While the core gameplay the series is known for is intact and still fun, the new updates weren't as magical as I'd hoped they'd be. The golden crowns made collecting feel like a chore, and the power-ups didn't do much to update the gameplay. If you're a fan of the Katamari series as I am, you'll probably find lots to enjoy about the game. The new eras alone are worth playing, and despite my game design qualms, having to replay levels to collect golden crowns isn't all that bad, because for the most part it's always fun to roll and roll. But if you're new to the series, it might be best to begin your adventure with Katamari Damacy Reroll, a remake of the original game that started it all. But if you want to jump into the latest and greatest, this is it. And if you're just curious about how it would feel to roll up our world's history into a huge ball to patch a galactic scroll floating in space, Once Upon a Katamari will give you some semblance of what that might feel like.